From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good Tuesday morning, January 7th, Dust Devil Skycam in Pasco. Traffic moving along nicely this morning on I-182, 37 degrees, partly cloudy, not seeing that fog setting into the Columbia Basin. Not the case in some of our other regions around the area. Temperatures also chilly as you get into the Yakima Valley. We're seeing some fog, possibly freezing fog right now in Ellensburg, but much warmer as you head to the east. Foothills of the Blues on the cool side. So as you can see with these temperatures, we have this weird little warm pocket of air from the Tri-Cities all the way to the Dalles. That's the dense fog advisory this morning for Ellensburg. That'll expire at 10 o'clock in the morning. Let's plan your day out. Look for those foggy conditions. Chilly in the Yakima Valley, but warming up into the mid-30s. Tri-Cities with that weird warm pocket that's affecting our models as far as that goes. But look for overcast, cloudy skies through the afternoon with temperatures hovering right around where they are right now throughout the day. Foggy conditions developing a little bit later in Walla Walla. Again, those temperatures being affected by this warm pocket through the region, but we'll see cloudy skies throughout the day, temperatures in the 30s. So just to recap, we have patchy fog, temperatures a little bit cooler than yesterday. We'll have a nice warm up for tomorrow. Our next weather maker coming on Friday. We'll see breezy winds and rain possibly through the region. Riley?
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, the man accused of causing a triple fatal crash in Pasco is set to be in court today. What we know so far about the case. And a recall petition and potential criminal charges to one Yakima County official, why residents say the coroner is no longer fit for the job.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald. Yakima County residents are filing a recall petition against Coroner Jim Curtis, saying they no longer believe he's fit for the job. Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us Curtis is also facing criminal charges.
I spoke with an Ellensburg city prosecutor who says he's preparing to file 3 charges against Curtis later this week. Official misconduct, tampering with physical evidence, and making a false or misleading statement to a public servant. All 3 gross misdemeanors. In response to an incident last August, which also prompted Yakima County Commissioners, the Sheriff, and County Auditor to sign a letter calling for Curtis to resign.
We also have to hold ourselves accountable, and I think that Mr. Jim Curtis has demonstrated a behavior that isn't fit for public service, and that is why I joined my fellow commissioners in asking for his resignation.
In a police report from last fall, investigators say Curtis admitted to taking drugs from deceased persons, using them at work, and after overdosing, putting drugs in his drink mix and reporting to police he'd been poisoned. Curtis took a leave of absence, his wife telling Apple Valley News Now he's getting the help he needs. Curtis previously speaking out about his struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder.
It don't matter if you're a public official or not, or all of us are attuned to challenges in life, and I think it's just unfortunate that the challenges that he's going through with the addictions and his mental health, that it's warped into the workplace. But nonetheless, I wish him well, and I wish him getting the services and the help he needs to get back to a healthy lifestyle.
Meanwhile, the chief deputy coroner taking over Curtis's duties. Curtis himself facing a recall petition filed by 3 county residents.
The synopsis that was prepared by the prosecuting attorney's office has 6 different charges listed on it, and they're very clear and concise in their statements, and that would appear on the ballot to explain to voters what's going on.
In the petition, the residents' reasons for recall include claims that he used illegal drugs while on duty, obtained those drugs from deceased persons, and tampered with evidence. The petition also claims he made false statements to public servants, slept at his desk and filed erroneous reports, and took a 3-month leave with pay without communicating that to his staff or employer. If a judge decides the charges are legally and factually sufficient and there's no appeal,
the folks who are proposing the recall have to wait 16 days, and then they can begin circulating petitions.
They have 6 months to gather 13,500 signatures supporting the recall. Once the auditor's office certifies them, the election happens 45 to 90 days later. And if Curtis is recalled,
since he was an elected Republican, our Yakima County Republican Party would put forth 3 names, and that we, the commissioners, would decide out of those 3 names who would serve as the Yakima County coroner until we we can have a coroner election.
Which isn't scheduled until fall 2026.
The first hearing on that recall petition is set for 9:30 a.m. Friday in Yakima County Superior Court. Reporting from the Yakima Newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
We're learning more about a school shooting threat that was made towards a middle school in Richland. This comes as a student was arrested over the weekend on suspicion of making threats of violence at Carmichael Middle School. Extra police patrols were on hand Monday. Richland police learned of the threat after a person sent it to them through social media. Investigators say the threat made a reference to a mass shooting that would happen at CMS this Monday. That student was taken to the Benton Franklin Juvenile Justice Center. Later in the evening on Monday, the Richland School District sent out a message saying the district works closely with local police departments whenever a threat is made against one of our schools on social media. In this case, we're grateful for our continued partnership with the Richland Police Department and their swift, diligent efforts in identifying the individual responsible for making the threats. We continue to bring you the latest information on the wrong way driver car crash from Pasco that left a mom and her 2 children dead and her husband with a broken arm. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma brings us the details about a trial hearing set just a few hours from now.
Court documents from the Franklin County Superior Court office showed that after 37-year-old Zachary Schwartz took a preliminary breath test, his blood alcohol sample came out at .106. At the hospital, he was also under the influence of marijuana. This was the same night he hit another vehicle head-on while driving east in the westbound lanes of Interstate I-82 between 4th Avenue and the interchange with US 395. Schwartz is also facing 3 counts of vehicular homicide and vehicular assault. The Franklin County prosecuting attorney set Schwartz bail at $250,000. Schwartz is set to appear in court this Tuesday morning for an arraignment. This is a developing story and will continue to update you with the most recent information. Reporting in Pasco, Monique Ledesma for Good Morning Northwest.
We'll have another update from today's hearing later tonight, right here on Apple Valley News Now. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, as people kick off New Year's resolutions, gym memberships are soaring. What the trainers say to help kick off the year the right way. And Stacey Lee will have your first alert weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
We can't help what you do before you go to bed, but we can make sure the sleep is solid once you finally get there. And during the extended New Year's super sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Take up to $500 off select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Or get 60 months no interest financing and free shipping. Here's to 365 nights of better sleep. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
The Kraken are looking to get back in the race for the Pacific Division. Maybe a matchup in the Buckeye State could get them back on track. Kraken Blue Jackets. Thursday afternoon at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Lather, rinse, repeat. It never feels like enough. It's not your products, it's your water. Culligan water softeners prevent damaging hard water buildup, revitalizing your hair and skin. Upgrade your routine with Culligan.
Come tour the brand new Prosser Memorial Health Hospital. We're hosting open houses on Saturday, January 11th and 18th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Explore state-of-the-art operating rooms, private patient rooms, and our welcoming cafeteria. Don't forget to visit the Foundation gift shop. Tours will be available in English and Spanish. Join us at the new Prosser Memorial Health Hospital. See the future of healthcare right here in your community. For more information, visit prosserhealth.org. This is how we grow.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some, gimme Some Bagels. For over 49 years, Shelby's Floral has been your homegrown neighbor, bringing joy and beauty to every occasion. We're more than just a flower shop and specialize in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, and home decor. Our experienced designers are here to help you with all your floral needs, ensuring that every bouquet is as special as the moment it celebrates. Visit us today at our brand new location on Clearwater in Kennewick. We're part of your community and can't wait to help you celebrate life's moments. Shelby's Floral.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good Tuesday morning, January 7th, 2025, the first 7 days of 2025. So far, so good. Let's take a look at our temperatures outside. We're chilly in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley, down below that freezing level in Ellensburg, right at the freezing level in Yakima. But as you start heading to the east, we have a nice warm pocket of air sitting over the Columbia Basin, Sunnyside 35, 37 Tri-Cities. And then we have that cooler air sitting down at the foothills of the Blues with a chilly 32 in Dayton, 34 in Walla Walla. We also have a dense fog advisory this morning in the Ellensburg area. We're seeing that fog develop there with those chillier temperatures. Visibility at 2 miles. We're dropping down to 4 miles right now in Yakima. We'll continue to see that fog building up in those areas. Looking good because of the warmer temperatures here in the Columbia Basin and the foothills of the Blues. Here's what it looks like the next couple of hours. Overcast. You see that fog moving into the Yakima area. Tri-Cities overcast and cloudy today with cooler temperatures. Again, warmer than that 32. This is like what they're projecting for the day, but we have this weird anomaly of warm air sitting on top of us. Walla Walla also looking at picking up a little bit fog later on this morning. We'll get to more of your First Alert full weather forecast coming up. Riley?
Thank you so much, Stacy. As people kick off their New Year's fitness resolutions, gyms are seeing their surge in memberships. Some want to start their New Year's off the right way. Apple Valley News Now's Dan Hansen tells us why some are absolutely dedicated to help.
Having somebody, one, that can hold you accountable, and two, someone that can give you direction.
Gyms are seeing their memberships surge, where gym goers want to start their New Year's off the right way. But if the gym isn't for you, maybe think about getting a personal trainer like Joe Thornton. He says as a personal trainer, he has to get to know his client's goals. Once those are figured out, he can design a workout program for that client.
It does take the advice and the expertise of a professional, of a personal trainer, or someone in the field that knows exactly what you're looking for and what you're trying to do.
Thornton says 85% of getting healthier is dieting. What you put into your body is important to reaching the goals you want to achieve. The other side of it is knowing what to do in the gym.
Accountability is the key, according to Wilson and personal trainer Joe Thornton. And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Make sure we keep the shoulders locked, keep the core tight, coming through the top. Perfect.
Brandon Wilson, the owner of Mission Accomplished Fitness in Kennewick, says he sees 20 to 50 new memberships to his gym at the beginning of the year. Wilson says throughout the year, while the membership to the gym is still active, people either take a step back on the frequency they go or just stop going altogether.
What we tend to see a lot of is people actually biting off more than they can chew with their resolutions or their goals, right? So, I would say maybe just downsize a little bit, look for something a little more obtainable, so that way you're not overwhelming yourself.
Wilson says between work or family or other things going on, it's important to make the time to work out and eat right. Once you get into a routine, it's easier to make that happen. Be realistic when making your resolution is one way to keep your New Year's resolution. Don't make your resolution unreachable. Both Thornton and Wilson say a big way to keep your resolutions of being healthier is being consistent and building a workout into your daily routine. Dan Hansen, Apple Valley News Now.
Well, up next on Good Morning Northwest, Stacy Lee is here with your full First Alert weather forecast. That's coming up in just a few.
Have you mixed your pain meds, your sleep meds, your allergy meds? Call the Poison Helpline. Has your child swallowed household cleaner, a chip of paint, a wild mushroom? Call the Poison Helpline. Have you been bitten by a spider, a snake, an insect? Call the Poison Helpline. Poisonings can happen at the home, on the job, or in the great outdoors. Call the Poison Helpline first to speak with medical professionals who can give you free personal advice anytime. Save the number, save a life.
There's two kinds of people. Those who wait for the storm to pass, and those who drive a Ford Bronco Sport SUV. You'll feel confident driving J.D. Power's #1 small SUV for new vehicle quality. Off the pavement, go over any type of terrain with one of the 5 standard GOAT modes. And with 4x4 capability standard on all models, almost nothing gets in your way. When you drive a Ford Bronco Sport in weather like this, you don't just get through it, you embrace it.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone, and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records, and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
You know something serious about to happen. I have an idea.
You guys have eyes on your targets.
Shouldn't we strategize?
Come on, we're gonna improvise. Freestyle.
No.
A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good Tuesday morning, January 7th, 37 degrees on our Yakima Federal Skycam in Kennewick. We just saw the train going by a few minutes ago, but looking good. Traffic is light so far this morning. The good news, sunset-wise, are you tired of the dark days? We're gaining 2 minutes of daylight per day, so our sunset tonight at 4:28, still early, but soon we'll be to that 5 o'clock sunset, and then eventually the 7 or 8, which is what I like. Satellite and radar, we've got a bunch of clouds sitting on the coast. Not a lot of moisture associated with that. We do see a little blip, but mostly that will be on the west side. This ridge of high pressure right here, that's going to keep us pretty calm for the next couple of days. Now, we are tracking the cold across the country. Cold air moving down from Canada, and we'll continue to see that here in the Pacific Northwest. It'll start to decrease, but check out the Midwest and the East Coast. Very, very cold, and they've had lots of snow and active weather where we've been a little bit on the mild side, believe it or not. Now, we do have a dense fog advisory till noon in the Kittitas Valley, so look for the dense fog through the area. Visibility is reduced as well. We're about 2 miles of visibility from Ellensburg to Cle Elum. That's where it's kind of that pocket of fog is sitting there, and we're starting to see that fog move into the Yakima Valley with the cooler temperatures. As we get into the Columbia Basin, we have this weird warm pocket of air that wasn't supposed to be there, but it is today, and that's keeping our visibility really good also along the foothills of the Blue, so be aware of that. Temperatures today will be in the 30s all through the area, a few degrees cooler than we were yesterday. Dalles could hit 40 degrees, but the rest of us staying in the 30s for most of our day. Tonight, look for mostly cloudy skies with temperatures above the freezing level in the Columbia Basin, right at or just below the freezing level in the foothills of the Blues, and a little bit chillier as you get into the Yakima and Kittitas valleys. Here's that 7-day planning forecast, cloudy skies. Look at that fog. It's possible for the next couple of days. That is the big news. This as far as our weather goes here. And then as we get towards the weekend, we have a slight chance of rain on Friday. Look for increasing winds as that next shortwave system moves through the area. Foggy conditions possible for Walla Walla the next couple of days with rain showers. About 60% chance of those on Friday. The weekend, though, looking good. I see some sunshine popping out with temperatures in Hermiston on Friday close to 50 degrees. So we're looking good as we head into the weekend. So finally, some decent weather coming our way. Yakima, look for the foggy conditions, a slight chance of rain on Friday with some breezy winds and temperatures staying in the 40s with sunshine for the weekend. And Ellensburg also looking at some foggy days, chilly nights. Look at those temps down in the 20s and the low 30s again with the Friday chance of rain there, but 40 degrees with sunshine for the weekend. We're going to stay on the sunny side and look forward to that. Riley?
Thank you, Stacy. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, your entertainment headlines and the Hollywood Minute is on the way.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222. You love the internet. But do you love your internet? Is your bundle a bundle of joy? Do you celebrate your contract's anniversary? No? You should meet Ziply Fiber. High-speed fiber optic internet means more freedom, more reliability, more speed on all your family's devices, all at the same time. Happily ever faster. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply. Plans as low as $10 a month.
Wild Horse Resort and Casino is celebrating 3 decades of fun. We're starting our 30th year, giving away over $30,000 in cash and prizes. Join the fun starting in January and win up to $500 cash every 15 minutes. You could be one of 5 lucky winners to take home the $1995 cash grand prize. The celebration continues with over $30,000 again in February. Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Celebrate 3 decades of fun.
After a long day, there's nothing like coming home to what matters most.
I think your mom was home.
With 3 generations under one roof, our home is a place where traditions are passed down. It's the simple moments that hold us together, reminding us that the best parts of life are shared, where every moment becomes a memory. With the help of Hapo Mortgage, we're home.
It's not what you park in your driveway that makes it home. At McCurley, we understand that. And that's why we go beyond the transaction to provide a complete ownership experience. Because it's the people, the experiences, and the memories awaiting you that make it home. And your vehicle is how you get there.
Drive home in a new Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 for only $519 a month.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Hit by a big truck? I'm attorney Mariana Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
Call 853-2222.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back. Movie news now. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
I really needed this man.
Kieran Culkin just won a Golden Globe for A Real Pain, but he almost didn't make the movie. Writer, director, and co-star Jesse Eisenberg said recently at the Palm Springs Film Festival, Culkin was ready to quit the film 2 weeks before production began, until Emma Stone, a producer on the movie, essentially blackmailed him, flying with him to Poland to begin filming.
George's films literally changed the face of horror as we know it. Capcom didn't hide the fact that the games were inspired directly by George Romero's films.
It makes sense. Zombie movie master George A. Romero adapting the iconic horror video game series Resident Evil for the big screen. And in 1998, the collaboration was in the works, but the movie never happened. The documentary, George A. Romero's Resident Evil, looks at what went wrong with the seemingly perfect pairing of filmmaker and content. The doc is now available on digital and VOD. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Movie to film. It seems like there's been a lot of those recently.
And the video game's turning into a movie.
Yes,
That's
exactly. Yep. So interesting. I'm excited to see. I'm not a big horror fan, so.
I love scary movies.
Really?
Less and less as I get older, but I love scary movies.
We'll have to talk more about that. All right, up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6:30, a police officer on the west side of Washington has been fired 2 years after hitting and killing a 23-year-old woman in an intersection. Details on the way. And over 2 million Washingtonians' information exposed in a T-Mobile data breach 3 years ago. Now the Attorney General is filing a lawsuit. We'll be right back with the next half hour right after this.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
New year, new glow. Start 2025 with radiant, tighter skin. This January, enjoy 25% off on our most loved treatments, Photo Fabulous and Smooth Glow. Photo Fabulous revitalizes your skin with the ultimate IPL and skin resurfacing combo for a smoother, brighter complexion. Smooth Glow not only rejuvenates your skin and reduces fine lines, but it also tightens and lifts for a youthful, glowing look. Hurry! This exclusive offer is only valid through January 31st. Book your session now and make 2025 the year of glowing, confident skin.
We're ringing in the new year.
No. Try this.
Next Live, David Schwimmer and Kat Dennings from Shifting Gears.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
You tell lies, you gamble, and yet you never seem to pay a price for any of it.
When you're cute like me, rules are just a little different.
He's the funniest young genius around.
People talk about me behind my back, but it's about how smart I am.
Young Sheldon, tonight at 11:05 on Apple Valley News Now.
Vance Heating and Air Conditioning has been keeping Yakima Valley homes safe and comfortable since 1986. We promise friendly customer service, highly trained technicians. You'll be happy. Save $50 on any heating repair. We service all makes and models. Don't leave it to chance. Call Vance.
Apple Valley News Now viewer Kathy Kilgore.
Apple Valley News Now is important to this community. I know when I turn it on, if there's something that I've heard about in the community, I'm going to hear it from you guys. And that's important. I eat breakfast with you, I eat dinner with you guys. That time's valuable in that it keeps me connected to my community.
Thank you, Kathy. If you watch Apple Valley News Now, please let us know. Apple Valley News Now, always on your side. A special place on the scenic Clark Fork River. Fly the Northwest tonight at 6. This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Stacy Lee. Yep, Tuesday, January 7th, the first 7 days of 2025.
Wow. So last week it was super rainy, super dreary, lots of clouds. We had some clouds yesterday too,
right.
But what are...
A little bit overcast, cloudy, but we could see some sun breaks today in the Columbia Basin at least, and then Wednesday is going to be the best day of the week this week overall. So a little bit of fog and stuff through the area. That's about all I can tell you right now. So.
Yeah, so it's time for the 3-degree guarantee,
That's
which
right.
is every on the 30 on our shows.
Right.
So.
Josh has been on it. So it's, you know, we have to be within 3 degrees of the forecasted daytime high. This is for the Tri-Cities Pasco. So let's take a look at what our jackpot is at. $250 total. That means there's a streak going because we add $25 if we get it right
Going
each
great.
day. If we get it wrong, somebody wins that. Now, to enter, use the QR code on the bottom right of your screen. This is what we were at on January 2nd, it looks like. We forecasted 42 and we actually hit 41 degrees.
Perfect.
Now, today is tricky. We've had that warm pocket of air, so I'm going to forgive myself if I don't get it right, Josh. Forecasted high today, 39. It's 37 degrees outside right now, Riley. So we'll see what happens. Someone could be taking home that $250 if we are 3 degrees off either direction. Again, QR code right side of bottom right of your screen. You can go to applevalleyNewsNow.com and get signed up for you to win that cash. Thanks to our friends at Legends Casino Hotel in Toppenish. All right, there we are again. Like I said, 37 degrees. We're projecting 39, so that's a tricky forecast for today. We have some warm air sitting on top of us this morning. Winds are down to zip and our sunset at 4:28. Remember, we're gaining 2 minutes of daylight each day as we go forward. Planning your day out, look for that fog. It's starting to move into the Yakima Valley, and we'll see it around 8. It'll clear out by lunchtime, and then you'll see mostly cloudy and overcast skies. Temperatures on the cool side in the 30s. Going to be overcast and cloudy in the Tri-Cities. I'm going to pray for maybe a sun break here and there with temperatures topping out around 38 degrees. Walla Walla also looking for some fog to develop. Right now it's been clear so far. Temperatures staying under 40 degrees there. So look for that localized patchy fog. A few degrees cooler today than we were yesterday. We have a nice little warm up coming our way for Wednesday. It's going to be the nicest day of the week. And then look for our next weather system to move in on Friday, bringing breezy winds and a chance of rain showers all through the area. Riley?
Thank you, Stacy. The Seattle police officer who hit and killed a 23-year-old college student 2 years ago is now out of the job. He was found to have driven negligently and violated other police policies. It's less punishment than activists wanted, but as Mia Hunt reports, they're still happy something happened.
The video is chilling. Before her death, you can see 23-year-old Jonavi Kondula in a crosswalk in South Lake Union. Kevin Dave was driving 74 miles per hour in a 25 when he hit her.
Of course, it's a victory to see this cop off the streets.
Rally calls for justice,
jail killer cops,
broke out across the city.
We were protesting outside of her office in the pouring rain, chanting for weeks.
While King County prosecutors announced in February they would not be filing criminal charges against the officer, the news that he's fired is still a positive update for activists like Robert Engel.
We don't get exactly what we want, but we get him fired. Like, we call that our victory.
The former SPD officer was responding to a drug overdose call that night. In an email to the department Monday, interim SPD chief Sue Rahr said, "I cannot accept the tragic consequences of his dangerous driving." Retired SPD chief Carmen Best says she's not surprised termination was considered here.
Emergency vehicle driving is one of many trainings that the officers have to go through routinely and take refresher courses. Some of the things I know would be considered would be, the time of day, the lighting, the weather conditions, the acoustics of using your emergency equipment in downtown.
Mayor Bruce Harrell now saying he's hopeful this will help rebuild trust in the department and bring some closure. Still, Engel believes it's the civilians who refused to stay quiet.
Long overdue.
Who deserve the credit for this action.
We fought for that. We're not going to give them, a bunch of pats on the backs for doing what they needed to do 2 years ago.
The investigation found that Kevin Dave had his lights on during the pursuit, but not his siren. He only chirped that siren at the intersection. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service is offering rewards totaling $20,000 apiece for information leading to arrests and convictions following 3 separate killings of endangered wolves in Klickitat and Okanogan counties in Washington. In the past 2 years alone, since 2022, at least 22 wolves are known or suspected to have been poached across the state, including these 3 most recent killings. Scientific research has shown that for every illegally slain wolf found, 1 to 2 wolves have been killed and remain undiscovered. Learn more about each killing and the timelines at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Attorney General Bob Ferguson is filing a lawsuit against T-Mobile, accusing the company of failing to secure the personal data of over 2 million Washingtonians, leading to a massive data breach. The breach exposed sensitive information, such as social security numbers, names, and addresses. The lawsuit claims T-Mobile misled consumers about its data protection efforts and did not properly notify affected individuals about the breach. This all occurred in 2021 and affected over 79 million consumers nationwide. The city of Pasco is proposing increased irrigation rates, as well as a new connection fee for new customers. Residents and business owners are invited to attend a listening session next Monday, January 13th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers at Pasco City Hall. City officials say this proposed increase is needed to improve the irrigation system's reliability and prepare for future growth. City staff will be present to discuss the proposal and answer questions. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the Arctic blast in the central and east United States turns deadly, crossing multiple states and thousands of miles. All the latest.
Judy Justice.
And I'm just getting started.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
It's Operation Best Friend every Wednesday morning as we feature lovable pets from area shelters, all wanting forever homes. Operation Best Friend from Apple Valley News Now as you wish real estate services and cross-country mortgage.
Umatilla County Fire District Number 1, Eastern Oregon's largest emergency services provider, is hiring paramedics and firefighter EMTs to join our highly trained team of first responders. Excellent pay and benefits with great opportunities for advancement. Apply now at ucfd1.org.
Ever feel like something's missing? Like there's a hole in your morning routine? Well, we've got just the thing. At Some Bagels, we make more than fresh bagels. We make a variety of baked goods to fill your day with everything you've been missing. Have your favorite coffee drink with our in-house roasted espresso beans. And enjoy your bagel with our flavored cream cheeses. Because at Some Bagels, the only thing better than the hole in the middle is everything around it. I want some, you want some, we want some. Gimme Some Bagels.
The savings continue with 3 big weeks of savings in Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick one up in store. Members only pricing has Gain laundry detergent for $13.99. Capri bath tissue is $9.99. Plus save on Sterilite's wheeled totes in the bonus zone. Winter stock reduction pricing means huge savings in sporting goods and electronics with our store-wide TV blowout. Not a member? Get your $5 lifetime membership today. Save more with New Year's savings only at Bi-Mart.
There's 2 kinds of people. Those who wait for the storm to pass, and those who drive a Ford Bronco Sport SUV. You'll feel confident driving J.D. Power's #1 small SUV for new vehicle quality. Off the pavement, go over any type of terrain with one of the 5 standard GOAT modes. And with 4x4 capability standard on all models, almost nothing gets in your way. When you drive a Ford Bronco Sport in weather like this, you don't just get through it, you embrace it.
Did you know that maintaining your oral hygiene not only ensures your teeth and gums are in good health, but also ensures that you are free from disease-causing bacteria?
These same bacteria are found in blood clots of people who have recently suffered heart attacks. Biomarkers from these oral bacteria can be found in up to 50% of the clots taken from these victims. Now more than ever, oral health is directly related to your overall health.
Trust the team of experts at Avanta Dental. Our friendly team is ready to help you have a brighter, healthier future.
That's what you said.
Do you know what's going on in your backyard?
McCann out in front. They score! That's back in hockey, baby.
I'm David Muir. I know you are. Thank you so much for making Apple Valley News Now's Good Morning Northwest and ABC's Good Morning America the most watched morning news on local TV.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good morning, Tuesday, January 7th. We've made it through the first 7 days of 2025. A little bit chilly in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley this morning, sitting below the freezing level, right at freezing in Yakima. Ellensburg, 30 degrees. I mean, you move on into the lower valley and into the Columbia Basin. We have a nice warm pocket of air sitting on top of us this morning, keeping our temperatures above what we thought they would be. It's cooling down, though. Foothills of the Blues, Dayton has dropped down to 29 degrees this morning. Let's take a look at what's coming up Again, we've got pretty mellow weather for the next couple of days, but we do have a dense fog advisory this morning in the Kittitas Valley, where visibility levels have sunk down to about a mile in Cle Elum into Ellensburg, 4 miles. We're starting to see that fog develop in Yakima, but because of those warmer temperatures, we're staying pretty clear in the Columbia Basin. Let's take a look at the next couple of hours. Again, temperatures on the cool side with that fog developing in Yakima. Tri-Cities will see overcast conditions. We're warmer than this. We have a nice warm pocket of air sitting on top of us, but we should have been right around 32 degrees this morning. And in Walla Walla, again, a warm pocket of air sitting there, but we could see that fog start to develop as the morning progresses by 9 o'clock in the morning. Still to come, your First Alert full weather forecast. Riley?
Thank you, Stacy. Today, most of the U.S. faces freezing temperatures due to an Arctic blast. It's coming on the heels of a deadly winter storm that spanned thousands of miles and multiple states. Amy Kiley reports on why the back-to-back weather events are dangerous.
Some seem to be enjoying the winter weather in the U.S. this week. For others, it's still causing problems.
We tried to use the time during the lull to put some more salt down, but really it's likely going to turn to ice.
A massive and deadly storm pushes off the East Coast today after some final havoc in Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and Delaware this morning. A list of schools are closed today. In Washington, events for the late President Jimmy Carter are scheduled for later than planned due to weather. Now, an added problem is an Arctic blast coming on the heels of the storm. In many areas,
nobody can go anywhere.
It's preventing snow and ice from completely melting.
The salt doesn't work super well when the temperatures drop like this, so it's going to be hazardous for the next day or two.
The cold snap is affecting much of the U.S., so lingering dangerous conditions could be a concern all along the recent storm's path. That includes areas from the central U.S. to the East Coast. Some people are without power and heat due to the storm. In certain areas, driving still requires caution.
The roads are starting to look better, but they are still slick.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the morning sprint. Everything you need to know as you head out the door this morning.
A visit to a Montana resort that has it all.
Different scenery and the wildlife, just the atmosphere, the foliage, it's all great.
The hot springs is the real draw.
It's Quinn's Hot Springs Resort. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
When uncertainty falls upon your freedom, you need an unwavering champion. We're dedicated to not just tipping the scales in your favor, but also delivering an unwavering and relentless defense. With over 5 decades of experience, we'll fiercely defend your freedom and secure the most favorable outcome. Your best defense, Quantum Legal.
You love the internet. But do you love your internet? Do frozen screens make your heart melt? Do buffering wheels give you butterflies? Didn't think so. You should meet Ziply Fiber. It's faster, it's friendlier, it's fiber. Ziply is fiber optic internet. That means no lag and no buffering. Gotta love it. Ziply Fiber. Call 1-888-GO-ZIPLY or visit ziplyfiber.com/GoZiply. Plans as low as $10 a month. Experience winter fun at Silver Mountain Resort. Discover some of the best terrain in the region, just 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Relax in a beautiful condo, just a short stroll from the gondola, dining, exciting water slides, and indoor surfing at the water park. Enjoy a gondola ride to our exhilarating snow tubing and your gateway to snow rider heaven. Create unforgettable family memories at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
Find your next way to escape. Go where the adventure awaits you, in the heart of Washington State. Kittitas County is a land of 1,000 journeys. No matter what your heart desires, you can find it waiting for you in the outdoors of Central Washington. See all that you can see, and more will be just around the corner. Whether you're in Central Washington for one of our area's many local events, an historical expedition, a shopping spree, to enjoy a weekend of wine tasting, or just for a night's rest on your way to another destination, there are great Central Washington stays standing by to welcome you. And if a great brew is one of those things that's calling, Kittitas County is the place to be. Award-winning breweries with local flavors for every palate and a story behind every pour. Adventure awaits you all year long. To begin your experience, visit centralwashingtonoutdoor.com. Adventures, activities, dining, lodging, and more. It's all just around the corner in Central Washington.
She was lured to your apartment.
Judy is back in the courtroom with all new cases and only on Apple Valley News Now.
And I'm just getting started.
Judy Justice.
In front of millions of people.
Today at 4 on Apple Valley News Now.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
Good Tuesday morning. It's January 7th. Welcome to the second Tuesday of the year. 37 degrees, Yakima Federal Skycam. Our feels like temp is 37. Winds are Zippo in the Tri-Cities. So pretty clear, as you can see, out on the roadways, and finally drying up. Days and days and days of rain and active weather. And we have a ridge of high pressure sitting on top of us. That's going to keep us, well, cloudy, but pretty stable temperature-wise and weather-wise. We don't have a lot of moisture coming in. There is a cloud system moving in, a little bit of a system, most of it heading up to Vancouver, BC. Seattle could see a little bit of rain, but overall, quiet and dry through our region. The big news, of course, is the cold air, and they're experiencing that from Rapid City all the way into the Midwest and the East Coast. Very, very cold. We'll continue to see that cold air moving down on that jet stream right across our area. We're kind of sitting just on the edge of that, and then we'll start to see temperatures warming up as we get into the weekend. The big news this morning, of course, the dense fog advisory in the Kittitas Valley. Look for increasing dense fog as the morning's been progressing. We've been seeing visibility drop through the region. Cle Elum's down to 1 mile of visibility, 5 miles in Ellensburg. We're down to 4 miles of visibility in Yakima. But because of that warm pocket of air sitting over the Columbia Basin, we're staying pretty good. The fog at bay through our area. So that is good news. Today, look for mostly cloudy skies through the region. Temperatures a good 2 to 5 degrees cooler than they were yesterday. The warm spot will be Hermiston and Tri-Cities at 38. We're going to be sitting around 37, 38 degrees foothills of the Blues, 40 in the Dalles, and then the cooler temperatures in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. For tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures, again, not hovering up or down a whole lot during the day, but the freezing level kicks in here. Foothills of the Blues, we could see some fog developing there overnight. Staying mostly cloudy skies in the Columbia Basin and more fog and dense fog in the Yakima and Kittitas Valley. Here's your 7-day planning forecast. The chance of fog again Wednesday, Thursday. Our next weather maker moves in on Friday with a slight chance of rain and breezy winds. For Walla Walla, also looking at fog with the rain chances increasing on Friday. Hermiston staying in the 30s. Look at Friday, though, close to 50 degrees as that system moves through the area. Yakima looking at the dense fog for the next couple of days with a slight chance of rain passing by on Wednesday. Very, very slight. Friday is when we'll see the increasing winds and better chances of rain. And for Ellensburg, kind of chilly there today, and those overnight lows staying below the freezing level for the next several days, but look for that rain to increase on Friday. Stick around and find out what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Okay, why is this happening to me on a Monday?
In this morning's GMA First Look, trapped inside a driverless taxi.
This car is just going in circles.
On a mission to make his flight from Phoenix to LA, Mike Johns decided to order a Waymo.
I got a flight to catch. Why is this thing going in a circle? I'm getting dizzy. Look at what it's doing.
The malfunctioning car driving in a never-ending loop around the lot he was in. And this morning, he's telling his story to GMA.
And at first, I'm thinking, no big deal. The second time, I'm like, that's strange. The third time, what's going on? I feel like I literally thought I was being pranked.
I got my seatbelt on. I can't get out the car. Has this been hacked? What's going on? I feel like I'm in the movies.
The looping issue has since been fixed with a software update. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the rest of Mike's story, including how he finally got out. With your GMA First Look, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
Touch can mean so many things, even for people with moderate to severe eczema. Touch can make two feel like one, or simply be a helping hand. Dupixent can help you stay ahead of eczema as you welcome the feeling of touch. Dupixent helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after the first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, helps you feel the heal. See the difference for yourself. Reach out to your eczema specialist today.
Now, the morning sprint.
All right, in your national headlines this morning for your morning sprint at 6:50 nearly on Monday, Vice President Kamala Harris officially announced President-elect Donald Trump and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance won the 2024 election. Trump and Vance won with 312 electoral votes. Harris and her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, received 226 electoral votes. It's rare that a sitting president gets their party's presidential nomination and loses the election, having to oversee the certification of their own loss. 3 other vice presidents have done it. Another vice president skipped the counting. In your business headlines this morning, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has announced new members to his board of directors. UFC chief executive Dana White is one of those 3 new members. Zuckerberg says he wants to take an active role in tech policy conversations with the incoming Trump administration. Following the election, Zuckerberg met with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Last month, Meta donated $1 million to his inaugural fund. In your health headlines this morning, for the first time, the FDA is establishing lead limits for processing baby foods. Under the new guidelines, baby food manufacturers should have no more than 10 parts per billion of lead in baby yogurts, custards, puddings, and processed fruits and vegetables. Root vegetables, which typically contain the highest levels of lead from the soil, should have no more than 20 parts per billion of lead. The FDA says the guidance does not cover infant formula, beverages, or snack foods like teething biscuits. The agency's action is also not enforceable. Child advocates say the FDA's new guidelines are largely ineffective, noting nearly all baby foods already comply with those limits. According to the CDC, no level of lead is safe for infants and toddlers. In your morning sprint for the 6 a.m. hour with your local news, we're learning more about a school shooting threat that was made toward a middle school in Richland. This comes as a student was arrested over the weekend of making threats of violence at Carmichael Middle School. Extra patrols were on hand Monday. Richland police learned of the threat after a person sent it to them through social media. Investigators say the threat made a reference to a mass shooting that would happen at CMS this Monday. That student was taken to the Benton Franklin Juvenile Justice Center. Later in the evening, the Richland School District sent out a message saying the district works closely with local police departments whenever a threat is made against one of our schools on social media. In this case, we're grateful for our continued partnership with the Richland Police Department and their swift, diligent efforts in identifying the individual responsible for making the threats. The city of Pasco is proposing increased irrigation rates, as well as a connection fee for new customers. Residents and business owners are invited to attend a listening session next Monday, January 13th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers at Pasco City Hall. City officials say the proposed increase is needed to improve the irrigation system's reliability and prepare for future growth. City staff will be present to discuss the proposal and answer questions. Attorney General Bob Ferguson is filing a lawsuit against T-Mobile, accusing the company of failing to secure the personal data of over 2 million Washingtonians, leading to a massive data breach. The breach exposed sensitive information such as social security numbers, names, and addresses. The lawsuit claims T-Mobile misled consumers about its data protection efforts and did not properly notify affected individuals about the breach. This all occurred in 2021 and affected over 79 million consumers nationwide. If you saw smoke rising from the Findlay area Monday morning, it's because fire officials got a call for an RV fire. Benton County Fire District 1 got the call at 9:30 at a house off of East 7th Avenue and South U Street. The report originally for a vegetation fire, but as crews arrived, they found an RV on fire. BCFD 1 Deputy Fire Chief Nichols says the RV is a complete loss, but no one was injured. He says the fire spread to a nearby shed. There's no word on the cause of the fire. The Harmon Senior Center is collecting donations to help families receiving services from the Yakima YWCA. The center picks a community project each quarter, and this is the third year they've chosen to help the YWCA. They're collecting donations of new, unopened toiletries like shampoo and conditioners, as well as bed sheets, blankets, and other items now through the end of March. You can drop off donations at the Harmon Center during business hours from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturday. All right, for trending today, Spider-Man co-stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, officially engaged.
I was trolling all of the websites and scanning, zooming in on the ring, and there's definitely some bling on her ring.
So beautiful. So that's according to reports by People and TMZ, citing sources close to the couple.
That's right. The actors, both 28 years old, have not confirmed the engagement. It comes after Zendaya was seen wearing what appeared to be a sparkler on her left ring finger at the Golden Globes on Sunday night.
Oh, so beautiful. So Holland reportedly proposed at one of her family homes during the holidays. Holland, who plays Spider-Man, and Zendaya, who plays love interest MJ in the Spider-Man movies, confirmed their relationship in 2021. This was big news after they were seen kissing in public. What a fun one.
How cute. Now, you wouldn't think Spider-Man being like a romantic movie, but, you know.
Oh, it so is. I think all of them are.
It is?
Yes. All right. The donkey used to model the character Donkey in the movie Shrek has died. Perry the donkey was 30 years old.
That's right. The Barron Park Donkey Project in California's San Francisco Bay Area says Perry was euthanized on January 2nd after his health worsened. Perry was well known at the park for his link to the 2001's Shrek. Animators used him as a model to create appropriate body mechanics for the character.
Oh, rest in peace. Shrek is a big part of a lot of the Gen Z childhoods.
Is it one of your kiddo movies?
Oh yeah, yep. So that's a big rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The real donkey. Very, very sad.
All right. Well, let's talk about our weather forecast. Last look.
Let's get to that last look of your weather. Again, let's take a peek outside right now. Temperature-wise, we have a weird, nice, warm pocket of air sitting over the Columbia Basin. Look at our temperatures, the Dalles, Hermiston, Tri-Cities, Hanford, and Sunnyside. But then when you get outside, when you get into the Yakima Valley and the Kittitas Valley, it's chilly there with temperatures right around the freezing level. That's where we should have been, but this warm air is keeping us warm, mostly clear, partly cloudy skies, but no fog developing. Temperatures starting to cool down also in the foothills of the Blues this morning. There is a dense fog advisory for the Kittitas Valley, so think Ellensburg to Cle Elum, limited visibility and reduced visibility. Some of that fog starting to develop in Yakima this morning as well, so think about that as you're heading out the door this morning. Speaking of out the door, right now in the Tri-Cities, it's 37 degrees in our Yakima Federal Skycam. I saw a school bus go by. Kids at the bus stop need to bundle up. Our feels like temp 37, and get ready for that sunset tonight at 4:28.
Perfect. Thanks for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find the latest on AppleValleyNewsNow.com.
Have a great day.